For years, it was hard for me to imagine a time where I wasn't anxious. It just felt like me, as much a part of me as having brown hair or green eyes. That tightness in my chest, my stomach constantly clenching, feeling like I was about to puke. That was just an average Tuesday. Growing up with a brother with autism, life at home was often unpredictable. And if there's one thing that your nervous system craves, it's predictability. So my baseline became stay ready, stay alert, always scan for what could happen next. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was living from a constant state of fight or flight. That became the setting I made every decision from. Survival. It wasn't until almost 2 decades later that I began to unravel this connection between my anxiety and a dysregulated nervous system, and it changed everything. I now operate from a completely different base setting, one of calm, one of self-trust, of knowing that I am safe in my own body. When anxiety does come up, I know how to listen to it and what to give my body so I can return back to that sense of safety when stress inevitably does come up. I never thought that was possible for me, and that's how I know it's possible for you too. In today's video, I'm going to break down the real reason you're always anxious. And it's probably not what you've heard before, that it's all in your head, that you just need to relax more. We're going deep today. I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step process that I use with my clients to get to the root of their anxiety. Number 1, recognize dysregulation. 2, reset your nervous system. And 3, restore your sense of safety. This is how you stop chasing symptom relief, trying all these different supplements and SSRIs, how you start healing anxiety at the root cause. Let's get started. Have you ever had a smoke detector that it feels like anytime you light a candle, anytime you have the oven on, it's gonna start blaring? It's not just gonna go off when the house is on fire, but that tiny little edge of your sourdough toast that's burnt, that's gonna be a full-on alarm. Full alert sirens. That's what it's like when you live in a dysregulated nervous system. Normal stressors, like 56 unread group chat notifications, or your neighbor downstairs blaring music on a Sunday when you're trying to decompress, those start to feel like emergencies. Your heart races, your stomach flips, you second guess your decisions, your relationships. You might not even realize it, but your body is running code that says we are not safe. So even though your logical brain knows that everything's fine, your body's like, threat detected, panic activated. Your anxiety is not random. And what can make it even more confusing is your anxiety is not always about what's happening today. Anxiety is your body's alarm system going off. The problem is, for so many of us, that alarm system is way too sensitive from years of disconnection. Childhood trauma, suppressing emotions, never learning how to work with your nervous system. This is why so many people feel stuck in cycles of anxiety. They're trying so hard to make anxiety go away. They meditate, they journal, they try a new supplement. Maybe it helps for a minute, but then that same wave of dread rolls back in. Because until you address the root, the state your nervous system is living in, those alarms will keep going off. The goal isn't to shut off the alarm completely. That would be dangerous, right? We need those systems to keep us safe. But when your body learns to tell the difference between I burnt toast and my house is actually on fire, that's when you shift the base state that you operate from 99% of the time. Let's talk about how to actually reset your nervous system. Because once you recognize dysregulation, the next step is to learn how to shift back to a place of safety. I want you to imagine a ship out at sea. Your body is the ship and your nervous system is the captain of the boat. Right now, your captain is panicked. Every time a wave hits, she's shouting out different commands, she's pulling all these levers, she's bracing for impact, and the whole crew on board, so think of that like your digestion, your hormones, your emotions, they are scrambling around in chaos just trying to keep up. You're still technically afloat, but it's exhausting. You're on edge the entire journey. There's no rhythm, there's no communication. You're constantly bracing for that next wave. And by the time you reach shore, you're not celebrating. You are crawling out of that wreckage. Now I want you to picture a different option. Your captain is calm. Every time a wave starts to build, she can feel the changes in the tide. She makes small expert adjustments, just enough to keep things steady. The crew trusts her. So even when things get dicey out at sea, there's no chaos, just clear direction. That's what it's like when your nervous system is regulated. You lead your nervous system with that calm confidence. So how do you go from that panicked, overwhelmed captain to a calm, steady leader of your own ship? You expand your window of tolerance. Your window of tolerance is your capacity. It's the range your nervous system can handle stress without going into survival mode. So that's your fight, flight, or freeze. When you're inside your window, you can respond with clarity. You feel emotions without getting overwhelmed. But when your window is small, which happens when your nervous system has been under chronic stress, even minor things can knock you out of balance. You snap, you burst into tears, you might shut down completely. Resetting your nervous system isn't about never getting triggered, it's about widening this window so that when life inevitably throws more stuff your way, it doesn't take you out every single time. When you start to create more space in your life, physically and emotionally, you give your nervous system a chance to reset its baseline. And once you shift from operating from fight or flight mode to a calmer, steadier pace, everything shifts. You stop reacting to everything like it's an evacuate the building fire alarm. You start having more energy at the end of the day so you can do more of what you love after work. You can feel big feelings, sadness, grief, even joy, without being completely consumed by them. That's what regulation looks like. It's not about being chill all the time. It's about knowing how to come back to a state of calm again and again and again. So now that you understand how to reset your nervous system, the question becomes, how do you stay there? How do you really rebuild that sense of safety so the body knows it's okay to trust and let its guard down? This is where we talk about restore, the part of healing that's less about a perfect routine, the perfect supplement stack, and more about building a relationship with yourself. I used to avoid big feelings at all costs. If I got sad, I'd scroll. If I felt overwhelmed, I'd try to just power through and not think about it. But the more that I ignored my body, the louder it got. And it wasn't until I learned to really listen to myself that things started to change. Now when I'm frustrated, I get out of the house and I walk it off. Now when I'm sad, I make some water blend tea, I'll put a hand over my heart and I'll let myself cry. Tell myself I'm here, let it out. And yeah, it's a little awkward at first to say things like that to yourself, to say, I've got you, you're safe to feel this. But those moments are what rebuild trust, because over time my body started to believe me. And when your body believes it's safe, everything follows. Restoring nervous system safety isn't about doing more, it's about doing small things consistently that communicate, hey, we're safe, I'm listening, we're okay. It's pausing instead of pushing through. Taking one deep breath before you open a stressful email. Saying no to something you don't have the capacity for without feeling guilty. These things aren't glamorous, they're not gonna go viral on TikTok, but this is the real work of healing. I like to think of healing your nervous system like a rescue dog. It's not gonna trust you because you say you're safe. It needs to see it. Every time you show up with kindness instead of force, you're training your body to believe it's safe now. You build trust by showing up the same way over and over and over again. Calm, consistent, kind. And over time, that scared, hypervigilant nervous system softens. It starts to relax. It begins to believe it's not in danger anymore. So if you've been wondering why you still feel anxious, even when your life looks good on paper, this might be why. It's not about logic, it's about that felt sense of safety. And the way you restore that isn't by chasing more quick fixes. It's by consistently responding to your body with care. These are the micro moments that matter. A pause, a breath, a kind word. That's how you restore your nervous system. That's how your body learns to trust you again. Before we wrap up, I want to prepare you for one thing that a lot of people aren't told when they start regulating their nervous system. There's often a dip, and you might feel worse before it gets better. You've been in survival mode for so long that slowing down might actually feel worse at first. When you stop pushing, numbing, avoiding, all that stuff you've been carrying finally has space to surface. You might feel more emotional, more tired, more irritable. That doesn't mean you're always going to feel this way. It means your body's finally starting to exhale and unload a little bit of what it's been carrying. And that's a good thing. You're doing something different, something most people never give themselves permission to do. Actually feel. If you're tired of just managing symptoms, trying all the quick fixes, and want to really heal your anxiety from the root, here's your roadmap. Recognize when your nervous system is dysregulated, reset by expanding your window of tolerance, restore safety through small, consistent acts of self-trust. The process is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It takes courage to slow down, to tune in, but I promise you, this work is so worth it. You weren't meant to live in fight or flight. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Did this help you understand your anxiety maybe a little bit better? How can I help? If you're just starting this journey, I've created a free resource, the Mind Body Toolkit, that has all my favorite nervous system regulation tools and techniques. You can download that in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. You might also really enjoy the video I did on the 5 mistakes that are keeping you anxious. Until next time, I'm rooting for you every step of the way.